Welcome back to Basics of Mechanical Engineering 2, week 5 answers in NPTEL. Let us see the question number 1. Metal forming consists of option A, rolling operation, option B, sheet metal work, option C, forging operation, option D, all of these. The correct answer is all of these. Let us see the answer. Let us see the solution. Metal forming consists of various processes that shape and manipulate metal into desired forms by applying force. The main types of metal forming processes include rolling, forging, extrusion, stamping, drawing, bending, swaying, sheet metal forming. So the correct answer is all of these. Question number 2. Bulk deformation majorly exists in option A, rolling operation, option B, sheet metal work, option C, forging operation, option D, all of these. The correct answer is option D, all of these. Let us see the explanation. Bulk deformation processes majorly exist in metal forming operations that involve large-scale changes in the shape of metal, typically through significant changes in the material volume. These processes generally work with larger amounts of metal and are performed on workpieces with relatively large dimensions. The key bulk deformation processes include rolling, forging, extrusion, stamping, drawing, sheet metal forming. So the correct answer is option D, all of these. Question number 3. In the plastic region, the metal behavior is expressed as where K is the strength coefficient in megapascal and N is the strain hardening exponent. Option A, sigma equal to K epsilon power n. Option B, sigma equal to K epsilon power 2n. Option C, sigma equal to K by epsilon power n. Option D, sigma equal to K by epsilon power 2n. The correct answer is option A, sigma equal to K epsilon power n. Let us see the explanation. In the plastic region, a metal's behavior is expressed by the flow curve, which describes the relationship between stress and strain as the metal undergoes plastic deformation. This is usually represented by the equation sigma equal to K epsilon power n, where K is the strength coefficient and n is the strain hardening exponent. So the correct answer is option A, sigma equal to K epsilon power n. Question number 4. In general, the temperature range in warm working is option A, 0.1 Tm to 0.3 Tm, option B, 0.3 Tm to 0.5 Tm, option C, 0.5 Tm to 0.75 Tm, option D, greater than 0.75 Tm. The correct answer is option B, 0.3 Tm to 0.5 Tm. Let us see the explanation. In general, the temperature range for warm working, a type of metal forming process, is between 0.3 Tm to 0.5 Tm of the metal melting temperature, that is in absolute terms measured in Kelvin. So the correct answer is option B, 0.3 Tm to 0.5 Tm. Question number 5. In a hot working process, metals are deformed. Option A, below their recrystallization temperature. Option B, above their recrystallization temperature. Option C, at their recrystallization temperature. Option D, at any recrystallization temperature. The correct answer is option B, above their recrystallization temperature. Let us see the explanation. In a hot working process, metals are deformed at temperatures above their recrystallization temperature, which allow the metal to undergo significant plastic deformation without hardening excessively. This temperature typically ranges from 0.5 to 0.75 of metal's melting temperature, measured in absolute terms, that is Kelvin. So the correct answer is option B, above their recrystallization temperature. Question number 6. Which of the following statements is true about hot working process? Option A. All hot working processes must be done above local environment temperature. Option B. Hot working process of tin is also a cold working process. Option C. It is a process of working above recrystallization temperature of the materials. Option D. It is a process of working above room temperature. The correct answer is option C. It is a process of working above recrystallization temperature of the materials. Let us see the explanation. Hot working processes involve deforming a material at temperatures above its recrystallization temperature, which makes the metal more ductile and easier to shape. This process helps to avoid issues like strain hardening that occur in cold working. So the correct answer is option C. It is a process of working above recrystallization temperature of the materials. Question number 7. Residual stress is generally found in dash process. Option A, hot working process. Option B, cold working process. Option C, warm working process. Option D, both A and C. The correct answer is option D, both A and C. Let us see the explanation. Hot working process involves deforming materials at elevated temperatures. When materials are heated and then cooled, uneven cooling can lead to the development of residual stresses. Common hot working processes include forging, rolling, and extrusion. Warm working process involves working at temperatures between those used in cold working and hot working. Residual stresses can also develop due to temperature gradients during deformation in warm working processes. So the correct option is D, that is cold working process and warm working process. Question number 8. The deformation process in which the thickness of the work is reduced by compressive forces exerted by two opposing rolls is called as option A, forging, option B, welding, option C, rolling, option D, extrusion. The correct answer is option C, rolling. You can also see this image. Let us see the explanation. Rolling is a metal forming process where a workpiece like a slab or plate is compressed between two rotating rolls, reducing its thickness. So the correct answer is option C, rolling. Question number 9. Two high rolling mill consist of two rolls which rotate. Option A, at the same speed and in the same direction. Option B, at the same speed but in the opposite direction. Option C, at different speeds and in the same direction. Option D, at different speeds and in opposite direction. The correct answer is option B, at the same speed but in the opposite direction. Let us see the explanation. The two high rolling mill consist of a two high stand with two horizontal rolls. placed exactly one over the other. In this type of mill, one or both the rollers are adjustable. In its operation, the metal is posed between the two rollers, rotating at the same speed but in opposite direction. So the correct answer is option B, at the same speed but in the opposite direction. The last question, question number 10. There is a limit to the maximum possible draft, that is a Dmax, that can be accomplished in flat rolling with a given coefficient of friction mu defined by option A Dmax equal to mu square R, option B Dmax equal to mu square by R, option C Dmax equal to mu q by R, option D Dmax equal to mu cube R, where R is the roller radius. The correct answer is option A Dmax equal to mu square R. Let us see the explanation. The maximum possible draft, that is Dmax in flat rolling with a given coefficient of friction mu, is limited by the formula, that is Dmax equal to mu square R. This means the maximum draft achievable is directly proportional to both the coefficient of friction and the roll radius. So the correct answer is option A Dmax equal to mu square R. In the next video, we will discussing about week 6 solutions in NPTEL. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe my channel for more updates.